Hello and welcome to this video on the biography of Hillary Clinton. Hillary Diane Rodham Clinton is an American politician, diplomat, lawyer, and writer. She served as the 67th United States Secretary of State from 2009 to 2013, as a United States Senator from New York from 2001 to 2009, and as First Lady of the United States from 1993 to 2001. In this video, we will take a look at the life and career of Hillary Clinton, from her early beginnings to her current status as one of the most influential women in American politics. Part 1: Early Life and Education. Hillary Clinton was born on October 26, 1947, in Chicago, Illinois. Her father, Hugh Rodham, was a successful textile businessman, and her mother, Dorothy Howell Rodham, was a homemaker. Hillary was raised in a middle-class suburb of Chicago and was active in youth organizations and sports. She was a Girl Scout and played on the school's field hockey team. Hillary attended Wellesley College, a private women's liberal arts college in Massachusetts, where she studied political science. During her time at Wellesley, she became involved in political activism and was elected president of the student government. She also gave the commencement address at her graduation in 1969, which received national attention. After graduation, Hillary attended Yale Law School, where she met her future husband, Bill Clinton. She was one of only 27 women in her class of over 200 students. Hillary graduated with honors from Yale Law School in 1973. Part 2: Early Career and Marriage. After law school, Hillary worked as a staff attorney for the Children's Defense Fund, where she focused on legal issues affecting children and families. She also worked on the Watergate investigation, which ultimately led to the resignation of President Richard Nixon in 1974. In 1975, Hillary married Bill Clinton, who was then a law professor at the University of Arkansas. She moved to Arkansas and became a partner in a law firm, where she focused on civil litigation and family law. In 1978, Bill Clinton was elected governor of Arkansas, and Hillary became the state's first lady. During this time, she continued to practice law and was active in various social and political causes. In 1992, Bill Clinton was elected President of the United States, and Hillary became First Lady. During her time as First Lady, she played an active role in policy development, particularly in the areas of healthcare and children's rights. Part 3: Political Career. After leaving the White House in 2001, Hillary Clinton was elected to the United States Senate from New York, becoming the first woman to be elected to statewide office in New York. During her time in the Senate, she served on various committees and was involved in a wide range of policy issues, including healthcare, education, and national security. In 2008, Hillary ran for the Democratic nomination for President of the United States but was ultimately defeated by Barack Obama. After Obama won the election, he appointed Hillary as Secretary of State, a position she held from 2009 to 2013. As Secretary of State, she traveled extensively and played a key role in shaping U.S. foreign policy. In 2016, Hillary ran for President of the United States again, this time as the Democratic nominee. She won the popular vote but was ultimately defeated in the Electoral College by Donald Trump. Part 4: Philanthropic Work. Throughout her career, Hillary Clinton has been involved in various philanthropic efforts. In 1997, she founded the Clinton Foundation, a nonprofit organization that focuses on global health, economic development, and environmental issues. She has also been involved in various initiatives to empower women and girls, including the creation of the Women's Empowerment Principles, a partnership between the United Nations and the private sector aimed at promoting gender equality in the workplace. Conclusion. In conclusion, Hillary Clinton is one of the most influential women in American politics. Her career has spanned over 4 decades and has included various roles in government, law, and philanthropy. Despite facing significant challenges and setbacks throughout her career, she has remained committed to her values and to making a positive impact on the world. Whether you agree with her politics or not, there is no denying the impact that Hillary Clinton has had on American politics and society. One notable aspect of Hillary Clinton's political career is her advocacy for women's rights and gender equality. During her time as First Lady, she played an active role in promoting women's rights both in the United States and internationally. She was a vocal advocate for the Women's Health Initiative, which aimed to expand access to healthcare for women, and she also helped to establish the Office on Violence Against Women within the Department of Justice. As a senator from New York, Hillary continued to advocate for women's rights, and she was a co-sponsor of the Lilly Ledbetter Fair Pay Act, which aimed to address wage discrimination against women. She also supported the Family and Medical Leave Act, which provided job-protected leave for employees to care for themselves or their family members. During her tenure as Secretary of State, Hillary continued to prioritize women's rights and gender equality as part of U.S. foreign policy. She launched the Global Women's Issues Office within the State Department, which aimed to promote gender equality and women's empowerment around the world. She also played a key role in the creation of the United States National Action Plan on Women, Peace, and Security, which aimed to address the unique needs and challenges faced by women in conflict and post-conflict situations. In addition to her advocacy for women's rights, Hillary has also been a vocal advocate for healthcare reform, education, and environmental protection. She has authored several books, including Living History and Hard Choices, which provide insight into her life and career. Despite facing significant challenges and setbacks throughout her career, including criticism and controversy surrounding her handling of the Benghazi attack and her use of a private email server while serving as Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton remains one of the most influential and respected figures in American politics. Another notable aspect of Hillary Clinton's political career is her advocacy for healthcare reform. During her time as First Lady, she played a central role in the Clinton administration's efforts to reform the U.S. healthcare system. She chaired the Task Force on National Healthcare Reform, which developed a comprehensive plan to expand access to healthcare and control costs. Although the Clinton healthcare reform plan ultimately failed to pass Congress, Hillary continued to advocate for healthcare reform throughout her career. As a senator from New York, she co-sponsored the State Children's Health Insurance Program (SCHIP), which provided health insurance for children from low-income families. She also supported the Affordable Care Act (ACA), which was signed into law by President Obama in 2010 and aimed to expand access to health care and control costs. During her time as Secretary of State, Hillary continued to prioritize healthcare as part of U.S. foreign policy. She launched the Global Health Initiative, which aimed to improve health outcomes and strengthen healthcare systems in developing countries. She also played a key role in the creation of the President's Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief, PEPFAR, which provided funding to combat the HIV/AIDS epidemic in Africa and other parts of the world. In addition to her advocacy for healthcare reform, Hillary has also been a strong supporter of education and environmental protection. She has advocated for universal access to early childhood education and has supported efforts to reduce student loan debt. She has also been a vocal advocate for environmental protection, supporting efforts to combat climate change and protect natural resources. Despite facing significant challenges and controversy throughout her career, Hillary Clinton remains a respected and influential figure in American politics. Her advocacy for healthcare reform, education, and environmental protection has had a significant impact on policy and public discourse in the United States and around the world. Another notable aspect of Hillary Clinton's political career is her advocacy for LGBTQ+ rights. Hillary has been a vocal supporter of LGBTQ+ rights throughout her career and has played an important role in advancing equality for the LGBTQ+ community. As First Lady, Hillary was an early supporter of the Employment Non-Discrimination Act, ENDA, which aimed to prohibit employment discrimination based on sexual orientation. Although ENDA did not become law during the Clinton administration, Hillary continued to advocate for LGBTQ+ rights throughout her career. As a senator from New York, Hillary co-sponsored the Matthew Shepard Local Law Enforcement Hate Crimes Prevention Act, which expanded the definition of hate crimes to include crimes committed on the basis of sexual orientation, gender identity, and other factors. She also supported the repeal of the Don't Ask, Don't Tell policy, which prohibited openly gay individuals from serving in the U.S. military. During her time as Secretary of State, Hillary continued to prioritize LGBTQ+ rights as part of U.S. foreign policy. She launched the Global Equality Fund, which provided funding to support LGBTQ+ rights and promote equality around the world. She also played a key role in the United States' efforts to promote LGBTQ+ rights at the United Nations and other international organizations. In addition to her advocacy for LGBTQ+ rights, Hillary has also been a strong supporter of gun control and criminal justice reform. She has advocated for universal background checks for gun purchases and has supported efforts to reduce mass shootings and gun violence. She has also supported efforts to reform the criminal justice system, including reducing mandatory minimum sentences for nonviolent drug offenses. Despite facing significant challenges and controversy throughout her career, Hillary Clinton remains a respected and influential figure in American politics. Her advocacy for LGBTQ+ rights, gun control, and criminal justice reform has had a significant impact on policy and public discourse in the United States and around the world. Another important aspect of Hillary Clinton's political career is her advocacy for international human rights and democracy. Hillary has been a vocal advocate for human rights and democracy throughout her career and has played an important role in promoting these values around the world. As Secretary of State, Hillary prioritized human rights and democracy as part of U.S. foreign policy. She launched the Quadrennial Diplomacy and Development Review, which aimed to strengthen U.S. diplomatic and development efforts and promote democracy and human rights around the world. She also played a key role in the United States' efforts to promote democracy in countries such as Myanmar and Tunisia. In addition to her advocacy for human rights and democracy, Hillary has also been a strong supporter of immigration reform and refugee rights. She has advocated for a pathway to citizenship for undocumented immigrants and has supported efforts to provide legal protections for refugees and asylum seekers. During her time as First Lady, Hillary was also active in promoting women's rights and gender equality around the world. She launched the Global Women's Issues Office, which aimed to promote gender equality and women's empowerment, and played a key role in the creation of the United States National Action Plan on Women, Peace, and Security, which aimed to address the unique needs and challenges faced by women in conflict and post-conflict situations. Despite facing significant challenges and controversy throughout her career, Hillary Clinton remains a respected and influential figure in American politics. Her advocacy for human rights, democracy, and immigration and refugee rights has had a significant impact on policy and public discourse in the United States and around the world. Another notable aspect of Hillary Clinton's political career is her advocacy for economic and social justice. Hillary has been a vocal advocate for economic and social justice throughout her career and has played an important role in promoting policies and initiatives aimed at reducing inequality and promoting opportunity. In addition to her advocacy for economic and social justice, Hillary has also been a strong supporter of gun control and environmental protection. She has advocated for universal background checks for gun purchases and has supported efforts to reduce mass shootings and gun violence. She has also supported efforts to combat climate change and protect natural resources. Despite facing significant challenges and controversy throughout her career, Hillary Clinton remains a respected and influential figure in American politics. Her advocacy for economic and social justice, gun control, and environmental protection has had a significant impact on policy and public discourse in the United States and around the world.
Hillary Clinton has been a prominent figure in American politics and activism for several decades, and her influence has been felt in many areas of American society. Here are a few examples of how her activism has influenced American politics and society. Women's rights. Hillary has been a strong advocate for women's rights throughout her career. As First Lady, she played a key role in the passage of the Violence Against Women Act, which provides funding for programs to prevent domestic violence and support victims. As a senator and Secretary of State, she continued to advocate for women's rights, speaking out against human trafficking and working to promote gender equality around the world. Healthcare reform. Hillary has been a longtime advocate for healthcare reform, dating back to her time as First Lady when she led the effort to reform the U.S. healthcare system. As a senator, she introduced several bills aimed at expanding access to healthcare, including the Children's Health Insurance Program. As Secretary of State, she worked to improve access to healthcare in developing countries. Human rights. Hillary has been a vocal advocate for human rights, both in the United States and abroad. As Secretary of State, she spoke out against human rights abuses in countries like China, Russia, and Iran. In her post-election activism, she has continued to advocate for human rights, particularly for marginalized groups like refugees and immigrants. Political representation. Hillary's historic presidential campaign in 2016 helped to shatter the glass ceiling for women in politics. While she ultimately did not win the election, her campaign inspired many women to get involved in politics and run for office. In the years since the election, there has been a surge of women running for political office at all levels of government. Hillary Clinton's activism has had a significant impact on American politics and society, particularly in the areas of women's rights, healthcare reform, human rights, and political representation. Her legacy continues to inspire and motivate people around the world to work for a more just and equitable society.